So I've got the Google Pixel 10 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and yes, I'm going to compare these two devices. I know it's not the XL, and you're probably wondering, why are you comparing that? It would be a better fit, the XL versus the S25 Ultra. And the truth is, I don't have the XL. I had the 9 Pro XL, I downgraded to the 10 Pro. Not really downgrade, but in size, I went from the larger XL to the regular Pro. And aside from really just having a larger display and larger battery and a little bit of faster charging on the 10 Pro XL, there's not much of a difference between the two and smaller 10 Pro. So I decided to go with this. And I still wanted to put these devices side by side and share with you guys my experience of using them. Maybe this might be a sign of bringing a S25 Ultra Mini or like a flagship that's the size of a Pixel 10 Pro. Anyway, let's get into the design of these devices. So with the Pixel 10 Pro, again, it's not the XL. We're getting the smaller 6.3-inch display right here, and it makes it much more manageable than both the XL, the Pixel XL, and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, I also do like this obsidian black. It looks sleek, but the glossy sides do pick up fingerprint, so I'm not a fan of that, but I really do appreciate the shade of this obsidian black. However, since I do rock this case from Thinborn, links will be in the description down below. Sleek, minimal, elegant. It's really thin too, and it has its name Thinborn, but it also has MagSafe support on top of Pixel Snap too. But anyway, I throw that on there so I don't really need to worry about seeing those glossy sides, but it's something I nitpick because it's an expensive device. And when I'm home, I usually take on my cases because I really just want to use a phone and appreciate how great this design and how well it looks. Now, on top of the design, we also get Pixel Snap. Finally, we get it from a device that is not from Apple. So that's a huge plus. Nice addition. Works with existing MagSafe accessories. So if you already have like MagSafe chargers, if you have a MagSafe wallet, whatever the case may be, you can now use it here on the Pixel 10 Pro. Now here in the US, this is eSIM only, and it's frustrating, especially for someone like me who frequently swaps devices. It is very, very frustrating. So I'm not getting anything out of it. There's no, I guess, positive return on having eSIM for me or for anybody else for that matter. Other than that, there's no really major redesign. There's just more subtle refinements, but no radical 10th anniversary design change that some may have wanted to see. I would have loved to have seen, but it's okay. Like this design, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I still like this design. It's really, really good. Now let's get to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. This is definitely larger. It's definitely squared out more than the Pixel 10 Pro. And it has S Pen. You know, it's got the big boxy 6.8-inch design. It's unmistakably Ultra. And this is premium. And I feel like the quality is just more premium than Pixel devices. The titanium frame, it's tough, it's scratch resistant, and it still has like a matte finish, so you don't need to worry about fingerprints. I really do like this titanium black Samsung.com exclusive color. Again, if you rock this caseless, then you don't need to worry about fingerprints, but if you still want protection, again, this case from Thinborn, well, this one's from Fiberborn, again, same company, just different naming. It does have MagSafe compatibility. It's super thin and protects your phone. And again, when I'm at home, I take it off because I really just want to enjoy the look and feel of this monster of a device. Now, it's got built-in S Pen integration, which other devices, I don't know which device nowadays has one. I think Motorola at one point had a pen, but I don't know if that's still the case. And it's heavy. Putting these devices side by side, yeah, it's much heavier than the Pixel 10 Pro. And this is a two-handed phone. Like, I cannot use this device one-handed. Yeah, I mean, if I'm just scrolling through like X or Threads, yeah, but once I want to like type something or I want to like go up to my profile or anything like that, I have to use two hands. So it's definitely not a one-handed device. And there are more options of colors for the Ultra, so that's a plus. And this design really does come down to preference. Which one would you like? And while I really love both of them, you know, I'm going to go with Pixel 10 Pro only because of its more compact design and just rounded feel, even though I love this boxy feel. The one thing I would like to see is if this glossy side was a matte finish And other than that, I'd be perfectly content with the Pixel 10 Pro. Absolutely stunning. They're both stunning designs, by the way, and both super premium. Really do appreciate both of you guys, Google and Samsung. Keep up the great work. This one really is a preference thing. I personally would choose the Pixel 10 Pro. It's just more streamlined, I guess, in a way. But let's get into the software and the performance, because here is where things kind of tend to differ. So with the performance, Pixel 10 Pro, it's running Tensor G5, and look, it's smooth and reliable. It's not the fastest chip. Like raw performance, yeah, it's not gonna be up there, but for me, if it does everything I throw at it on a daily, daily tasks, everything is handled at ease. That's really all I care about. I recently came across a comment saying, like, I don't believe you that you don't, run benchmark scores and do performance tests. That's fine. You don't need to. But the truth is, I really don't bring these phones side by side and do performance tests or anything like that. I'm telling you what I've seen, and I don't do geek benchmark scores or anything of that sort. Like if they both run well on a day-to-day basis, they open the apps really quick. They don't, just randomly close the apps or stutters or hiccups throughout my, day-to-day tasks. Then I'm going to report that and I'm going to share that with all of you guys. So whatever you want to believe, that's really on you. I'm just sharing, genuinely telling you guys my honest experience, my honest thoughts. I mean, honest experience kind of sounds weird, like whatever. Anyway, getting into the Pixel 10 Pro, back into it. Pixel UI is one of my favorite user interface kits. It's not, and look, this is literally not Android, stock Android. Like it is Android, but it's not stock Android. Pixel UI is its own user interface nowadays. But with Android 16 and Material 3 Expressive, I love it. It's polished, it's customizable, it's great for daily use. YouTube, social media apps, gaming, multitasking, 7 years of software updates. It's got a huge long-term value. And the only downside I've noticed is this does heat up a little bit more frequently than I would have originally anticipated. But other than that, it still does a really good job. You get all the AI features. And I'm not going to really get into AI for either of these, mainly because I'm not heavily focused into the built-in Gemini features or the built-in Samsung AI features. I just use a couple of them, don't use every single one all the time, but the main ones I use are Google Gemini to just script and ask questions for the channel, just be a little bit more productive on that end. I do use Samsung's generative edit and Google's Magic Eraser for editing photos and whatnot, but really all the other things, it's not it doesn't really entice me, and I still wouldn't purchase a phone because of having AI features. Maybe a couple years later, but as of right now, when I see marketing campaigns talking about, oh, this AI feature is really awesome, it's only available on this phone, that's not going to really intrigue me. So until I find a way for it to implement into my workflow, yeah, it's not going to, kind of entice me or influence me getting a new phone. But what I love about Pixel UI, and I talk about this in all my videos, I may sound a little cringe, but it makes me feel productive, and I genuinely like going through X and Threads and sharing posts, because obviously I want to stay up to date with my posts on my social media platforms, as I am running MTG Productions, and I want to communicate with each and every one of you guys. So sharing on those platforms, I don't know, I want to get work done here for some reason. It sounds kind of weird. But anyway, with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, it's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. It has 12 gigs of RAM, at least my model does. And it's the fastest chipset, at least, between these two. It's definitely faster. We know that. But again, those are with raw benchmark scores and things like that. We know it. And One UI 8, which I have right now, and apparently the stable version is coming out, or I think at the time of this recording it's officially out, but I still am running the beta. I've been running it for quite some time right now. It's feature rich, it's customizable, it's stable. I talk about this app, the weather app, in all my videos of the S25 Ultra with One UI 8. This is my favorite weather app between Google, iOS, and One UI. Not only that, it's got great multitasking features. The experience is just so much more fluid, and you get a larger screen, so it's better, and you get the productivity of the S Pen. You also do get 7 years of software updates, which does match Google's. That's a plus. And the heating is less because, I mean, it has more space, I guess, to dissipate that heat, and obviously the vapor cooling chamber and all that stuff, but it doesn't get as warm as the Pixel 10 Pro does. I mean, there has been some instances, and I did talk about it in my past video, Pixel 10 Pro, like let's say I'm on a video call and I also have like the Dasher app open. It gets really hot and I have to turn off my video call because of how warm it is, and I have to set my phone down or put it in front of like the AC in my car as it's running, just so it can kind of cool down. So it does get abnormally hot, but how often am I using those two apps, you know, simultaneously? Not that often. So it's not a huge concern, but if that's you that does, you know, multiple tasks open at the same time, heavy intensive tasks for that matter, just having your camera open all the time and having your GPS running in the background and using it screen on time and all that stuff, it's going to get warm. Just do keep that in mind. But overall, with the, you know, software and the performance, while they both perform great, which one is going to be more reliable, or which one would I personally prefer? I'll be completely honest with you. If, you know, I just want to go with the aesthetic route and go with, you know, the productive route, again, just the feel of being productive, I guess you could say, again, sounds pretty weird, I would go with the Pixel 10 Pro. But if you want the best of the best when it comes to just having the best chipset, for those who want to play heavy intensive tasks in games, then, or not play heavy intensive tasks, but play heavy intensive games and perform many different apps all at once, then you're going to go with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I'm just telling you guys out there, like I'm not running geek benchmark scores, but we do know, like I see it, you know, on news outlets too, like S25 Ultra is going to outperform Pixel 10 Pro when you put it side by side, and I'm telling you guys that too. If you know you want that raw performance, you're going to go with Galaxy S25 Ultra. And for those who are picking up the Pixel 10 Pro, I don't think they're not looking for that raw performance either. So again, you want the best of the best in performance, you go with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. But if you want the most efficient, that's the key word, you go with the Pixel 10 Pro. Although, you know, Samsung has come a long way in the software and the performance department, so kudos to them. But let's get into the camera. So with the cameras, we're getting a triple camera setup with the Pixel 10 Pro. Finally, we get 100x zoom. Point and shoot, for me, it's simplistic. I really do love it. Very natural photos with Pixel's processing. Video is still good, but still not consistently good as something like the iPhone. And I'm going to get a lot of like negative comments like, oh, he's an Apple fanboy. Well, I mean, it just works better with my workflow, but my main sim is still in the Pixel 10 Pro as of right now. You do get AI features like Magic Editor, Call Assist to enhance the use of the phone itself, and with Magic Editor you get to enhance the use of the camera. And then the Pixel 10 Pro XL also has identical cameras, so there's no difference here. And also in the performance, again, no difference. Same 16 gigs of RAM, it's Tensor G5 and all that good stuff. But I'm really glad that the 100x zoom is here, and honestly, I really do like the results. Now with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, we're getting a 200 megapixel main sensor, 50 megapixel periscope, as well as an ultra wide too. So we're getting like an array right here of camera sensors. We're getting 5x optical zoom, and we're also getting 100x zoom as well. And I gotta tell you, side by side, I think I like the 100x zoom, Google's Pixel processing, a little bit more than Samsung's. That does say a lot. Now, low light performance is also really good. Night mode is awesome. There's 8K video recording, which is really great. But again, I think video does fall short. Both of these devices fall short when it comes to the iPhone. Just throwing it out there. Again, that's just my personal opinion and experience. Now, with Galaxy AI, it also does bring smart editing. Generative Edit is just hands down the best generative editing tool between these two. Like, it does so much better if I want to like erase my license plate on a car, if I want to get rid of people in the background. This just does it so much better than the Pixel 10 Pro. Even though this does it remarkably well, I don't know what Samsung has done like the last year, but they've done a phenomenal job. So when it comes down to camera performance, honestly, I'm gonna go with the Pixel 10 Pro because I've always had better results, and even with this, I've had better stills, better results with my still photos with the Pixel 10 Pro XL. But if you still want, more versatility, again, you want that 200 megapixel main sensor with the, Galaxy S25 Ultra, this is going to be your device to go with. If you want to use generative edit more often and you just want the better results with generative edit, then you go with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. But for me, I'm going to choose the Pixel 10 Pro XL because of just having better photos, better stills. Again, that's just my experience. You may think the Galaxy S25 Ultra camera better suits you. This is not like a factual comparison where I'm saying, oh, well, this one has, better numbers and it's going to perform better, things like that. This is my personal experience. So for those who have come to this point of watching, I hope you guys understand that. And I hope you guys understand throughout my other videos too. Like, these are just what I have come to see with both of these phones. Now let's get to the battery life. And I got to tell you right off the bat, Galaxy S25 Ultra battery definitely beats out the Pixel 10 Pro. It only makes sense. It's a larger battery size. It's a larger phone. And Pixel 10 Pro has a 4,870 milliamp hour battery, which is solid for a smaller Pro. But the charging speeds, they're not getting up to like the 45 watts, which the 10 Pro XL has, which I wish this did. It doesn't. I don't know why, Google, you're making a huge difference. Like, that was one of the things I talked about last year. So they brought it with the XL, but now they don't have it with the 10 Pro. So it's like, come on, Google, just bring it down to all of your Pros, not just for one. Like, I want a smaller flagship from Google, but with the same things like the faster charging and things like that. And that 45 watts of wired charging with the 10 Pro XL does make a huge difference. It makes it noticeably faster. The Galaxy S25 Ultra, 45 watts. It's noticeably faster. Are they the fastest on the market? No, neither of them are. But putting them side by side, S25 Ultra does perform faster. Like, it does charge faster. Yes, we get Pixel Snap, but again, it's not 25 watts of Qi 2 charging with the 10 Pro like the 10 Pro XL is. It's around, I think it's 15 watts. It's slower, so there is that too. But it does last me a full day, so that's a huge plus. I'm getting about 6 hours of screen on time, which is good. And I like the battery. Like, it is a reliable phone, but side by side, I'm getting better battery life with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Yes, it has a slightly larger 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which is surprising how Samsung didn't increase the capacity on their Ultra. And rumors are saying its successor, S26 Ultra, is also going to have the same battery capacity, which is kind of a bummer. But it definitely lasts longer, 6.5, 7 hours. At some points, I was pulling 8 hours of screen on time, which is a huge plus. 45 watts of wired charging. You're getting, wireless or reverse wireless charging as well. But the battery life just lasts so much longer. I mean, I can go a weekend without worrying to like, oh no, if I don't have chargers around me, like, I can limit my use on both of them and get through the weekend. But I feel more comfortable using the S25 Ultra. So if battery is a concern for you, if it's an important factor and it's high up there as being one of the most important factors, I'd say go with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. If you say, well, no, I'm fine with just having good battery life, but not like the best of the best, then go with the Pixel 10 Pro. So with the pricing, the Pixel 10 Pro starts at $999, and the base model is 128 gigs, which is good for cloud-first users, but for those who don't use the cloud and don't, save their photos online, 256 gigs is going to be safer for heavy users and for heavy media users specifically. Now there has been lots of launch promos when it was first released with pre-orders, and it is a little bit cheaper than the Galaxy S25 Ultra. But when I say cheaper, like, the price is lower, but they're still expensive devices. They're not cheap by any means. They are both expensive devices. Whether it's here in the US or in Canada or in other countries, they are both expensive devices. But it's still less in price when compared to the Ultra. And with this, it's going to go on sale quite frequently. Google and Samsung devices go on sale quite frequently, so I wouldn't tell you to go pick it up at $999 at its MSRP price. Pick it up when it does go on sale, when you see those promos. You may get good trade-ins. You may get like a Google Store, Best Buy promo, which I was able to get a Best Buy promo because of this. Now with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the launch price super high. It was like $1299, starting with 256 gigs of storage, but I've had it since February, and there's been lots and lots of discounts with this phone. I've seen this for like $300 off, which is really good. That brings it down to the MSRP of this, essentially. That's great. And carrier trade-in deals often make it more accessible, and a lot of people nowadays here in the US speaking on, people in the US, but with carriers, they're kind of locking in with their carriers and just buying it that way rather than outright. However, I do know quite a few people that also just buy it outright. For those, this statement doesn't really apply to them, but a lot of people are going through carrier deals and buying their devices that way, and then like a year or two later they just upgrade to the newer model, and that's usually how it works. So this S25 Ultra does hold premium positioning, but it's still a little bit cheaper, I guess, than the iPhone 17 Pro Max at this point, which is a 2 terabyte. You get a 2 terabyte model for $2,000. Crazy. Apple is getting ready to give us a $2,000 iPhone, even though Samsung has given us a $2,000 phone that's a foldable. Apple's saying, hey, we'll give you a regular slab of glass for $2,000. Anyway, this also does come with the S Pen, so if that's extra value for you, you see it as extra value for productivity, then hey, that's a huge plus. But again, this is going to go on sale quite frequently. It has already been on sale before. It's going to come on sale within the next month or two, and I know with like Black Friday season coming up super soon, these devices will go on sale. So if you want to wait until then, I'd say wait. If not, then look for trade-in deals or carrier deals, whatever the case may be. But wrapping things up with the Pixel 10 Pro, I think it's perfect for those who want a smaller flagship. Google's clean UI, reliable cameras with a lot of AI features, and long-term software support at a more affordable price. Again, expensive, but more affordable than the S25 Ultra. Now the downsides, slower charging versus its XL model. It's only eSIM, and it has that less raw power. But that raw power shouldn't really, translate to daily use. All right. Now, Galaxy S25 Ultra is better for power users who want a massive display, who want that elite zoom camera, who want a big battery life, and who wants the S Pen. You got that S Pen right here, so you get S Pen productivity. Now the downsides, it's a little bit bulky, it's heavyweight, and a higher price. All this makes sense. Now, you can go with the alternative, the Pixel 10 Pro XL, that offers a bigger screen, faster charging, and slightly better battery life. So that could be worth considering if size is not an issue. So which device will I choose long term? I'll probably choose the Pixel 10 Pro. And the reason why is going to be the size. I just like carrying a smaller flagship device. But Samsung, hear me out. If you come across this video, I absolutely love the Galaxy S25 Ultra. It's one of my favorite devices to release in 2025. But if you release an Ultra that's the size of the 10 Pro, and I'm not talking about like a Galaxy S26 Pro, like a S25 that's just renamed. If you literally take this phone and branch it into two sizes, I will pick up that smaller size. And I think a lot of people will too. That would be a great, great device. Having an Ultra in a smaller form factor, that is what I am all about, having a smaller flagship. Again, for those who haven't been watching my videos, who have not subscribed, I'm telling you guys, I love compact, and I guess this size, 6.3 inch screen size is a new compact, but I'd rather choose a compact flagship than carry a larger flagship, bulky device. So my answer is Pixel 10 Pro, but this device still comes out on top in a lot of categories. And overall, I think this device does the best in every single category. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. And also, now that I'm looking at these displays, I didn't talk about the anti-reflective coating on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which has it. The Pixel 10 Pro doesn't. So if that's a key feature for you, then you probably want to go with the S25 Ultra because Pixel 10 Pro doesn't have it. But also, if you guys did enjoy, again, share this video. It goes a long way. Check out these wallpaper packs. Links in the description down below. This one you see on screen is called Vintage Flourish, and they go a long way in helping out the channel. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next video.